You could
Well,
go
no, I
talk
mean,
to
I
him.
mean, in the sense of like mythos shit.
Yeah, you could go talk to him.
Yeah.
I think we should, since, you know, he's someone we've met before and he was friendly.
But one of us will have to go with Phil because he doesn't know Phil.
Yeah.
Who's going? I mean, you could all go
Yeah,
if you like.
I'll be tagging along.
You could all go if you like.
I'll shuffle along.
Why not?
Oh,
Sure.
well, before we do that, we need to discuss the fact that Mr. Clark was a member of the Hermetic Lodge. Which we may need to reassess
He
how
was a
careful
member.
we are with his containment.
Well, but then again, they were trying to get us in as well, probably for a similar reason.
Maybe.
Yeah, they stuffed him
It
in the
doesn't
bin.
mean he's a cultist. It could mean he was a victim.
You never got high enough in the organisation to find out what was going
It
on.
seems like a
Yeah, but it's
very,
a
very
risk, and he
poor
knows
way of
exactly
doing
where
things.
we are if he does come around.
Yeah.
Like I think at least one person should stay with him at all times, preferably someone who actually could keep him back if he did try and escape. It's unlikely, but
Oh, I could stay.
okay.
Whoever wants to
I
stay.
mean, I can sedate him if necessary.
Okay.
I
Just
have
more
2
drugs.
health to.
I'll stay with Daniel and the guy as well, just so Daniel isn't alone with a crazy person.
Okay. Which means Strabinsky, Everett, and Violet are going to the police station.
Could just hog tie him.
No, I wouldn't want to do that. He said he's physically fit, but if he's mentally insane,
Yeah,
like
but if
certified insane, he could hurt himself doing that.
But if he's one of those weird dude bodies and suddenly decides that he wants to be the strongest 5 knights, might also be a bit.
What?
I saw his legs off. No, wait, he's not.
Well, we could tell if he was the same as those other fellas because he had
Jesus
pockmarks.
Christ, we already established this.
Yes,
Sorry.
we already
Yeah,
established
this lad's skinny as fuck, emaciated, and has been in bed for like a week. So the chance of him
Yeah,
pulling
no,
out
deadly shit.
some hench maneuvers are quite low.
Okay, so 3 of you are going to go to the police station. The police station is very much like how you remembered it the first time round, except it's a little busier than it was the first time you went, and the second time you went. You're going to go to the front desk and ask for Manningly, are you?
Yeah.
Who's going to be... When the person on the desk asks who's asking...
Violet.
Yeah, he knows my name, so that would work.
He goes off to go and see if Manningly will see you. As you do so, there's somebody being dragged away in cuffs, swearing blind that he didn't do it, and the guy's like, yeah, talk to the cell. Doesn't care. Eventually, the man comes back and goes, Manningly will see you. Second office, down on the right. He was not in my second office down on the right the last time you saw him.
Alright, so I guess we wander in.
Yep. The sign on my door says, Inspector Manningly.
Ooh.
You knock on my door, and you hear an ever-familiar voice. Come in. Come in.
Sorry,
Ah,
this is...
This is Manningly.
But the 3 there, it's me,
It's you,
Strabinsky,
and
I
Everett.
probably shouldn't have gone, but too
No.
late.
No, he does know you.
Well,
he does.
he did.
He's like, come in, come in. I will re-describe him for you. This man is in his early 30s. He is dressed in an immaculate police uniform. He's wearing his hat as well, so his hair's covered up. And his stare is, serious, but a little warmer now that he sees you, because he recognizes you and smiles a little. Ah, Violet, what a coincidence to see you. And Strabinsky as well. You're looking different.
I moisturize.
Yes, and I don't think I've had the acquaintance of you, sir. What might your name be?
We haven't met. My name's Everett.
Nice to meet you. He offers a hand.
I shake it.
Yeah, please, sit. Sit. I always have time for you. Sits down in his chair. His chair is a lot comfier than the last chair he had. Your chairs are as comfy as they were before. So, he checks the door to make sure it's nobody by it. What might this be concerning? I presume this is not a house call.
Well, as you might imagine, this is not a straightforward matter. There is a case that we know you've been investigating involving a missing attorney. We were wondering what you knew about that and what his associations were with the lodge that he was a member of.
James Clark, yes. Had that reported to me about 2.5 weeks ago. I'm not surprised you've brought that up. The Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight have certainly made a few ripples since they moved into the city. Not the kind of ripples that you'd think, though. I mean, stands up. They moved in to the lodge, and it's all looks above board to start with, charity work and dinners and even a picnic one time. Doing good around the community. Of course, that made me suspicious. Nobody goes around doing good for the community these days without wanting something in return. But there was nothing I could really pin on them. Nothing really, People go there, they speak all the praises about the Hermetic Order and about how generous they are and about the fellowship of brothers working to better everything.
Until started.
What was that?
I interject until the disappearances started, with emphasis on this.
Yes. You're not wrong about disappearances. James Clark is not the first, though James Clark is certainly the most prolific and attention-grabbing.
Well known around the city.
He's well-to-do, definitely. An attorney, well-liked. Keeps himself clean as well. I don't know a single connection that he has to anything illicit, so him disappearing was a bit of a surprise, but then as soon as I heard Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight, I thought, oh, add that to the list. He makes number 4.
Out of character, have we decided whether or not we're going to tell him that we found him?
Not yet.
Okay.
He goes on the list along with a doctor, an archaeologist, and one newspaper journalist. None of them have been seen. And he is the most recent. The newspaper journalist has been missing for 3 months, and I'm pretty much sure he's dead.
Yes. How much do you know about the Order?
We sent somebody in there undercover a few times, and, well, he ended up joining, so you tell me how that went.
As you might imagine, given that it's us, the Order is engaged in activity of a type that goes substantially beyond fraudulent charity.
Hold on. You said you sent someone in and they joined the lodge?
Oh yeah, his instructions were merely to go as a guest and observe and see if you could see any sort of surface illegality, and then he...
If you don't mind, would you volunteer the name of that police officer?
I would not know. Even
Because if we meet him, that could be a little bit troublesome.
I'm not sure you're gonna meet him. He left the country about 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Went to England, I believe. Don't know why.
Just the old home country.
Just upped and left the force and then went to England. Beats me what it was all about. Well, the hermetic stuff went to his head. He pours himself an orange juice.
This guy's a hard drinker.
I take it you're here because you have something for me.
Wait, 1 second. England or Scotland?
It wasn't specific.
Somewhere in the UK. I know it's sometimes a little difficult to remember the differences.
Yeah, you got England, you got Scotland, you got Ireland, and you got...
Scotland is the one with the good whiskey.
Wouldn't know, don't drink it.
Fair enough.
Based on our previous activity, we said he'd gone to Wales. Rest in peace, him.
Well, the letter came from Scotland.
What letter?
That's the only thing. I'm sorry, I'm saying that out of character.
All right.
To Luke.
Well, no, I was making a joke about the fact that we unleashed an eldritch horror in Wales last
Yes.
You said that you knew that they were up to stuff that was beyond fraudulent charity. Well, the charity work, I have to say, as far as we've seen, is above board. But if you know anything else that they're doing, I'm all ears.
I think we can start with kidnapping and move on to almost certainly murder.
Do you have proof of either of these things?
Not directly, and not at the moment. But we would urge extreme caution. If you remember the type of activity that we encountered last time, it's of the order and type of that.
Don't remind me of the Black Knife cult. Still have nightmares about that.
Not much of a difference between those two organizations, I would say.
Great. Wonderful.
Different PR, similar goals.
If I had anything I could pin on them, I could get a squad of people in there raiding the place when they least expect it, but I don't have anything concrete. I have names and I have hunches, but I don't have anything solid. And I can't send the people in until I have something solid.
Okay. Everett, what were you going to tell him about what you discovered at the office, if anything?
Seriously,
I mean-
it can't just be moisturizers, Stravinsky. You look so much different.
Thank you.
I mean, we didn't really discover much more than he already knows, which is that Clark went missing a little bit ago. I don't suppose you would be willing to share with us the name of Mr. Clark's wife and where she might be found, would you?
She is not in town right now. The events traumatized her significantly, and she has gone to stay with relatives in Pennsylvania, waiting for news.
You'd already interviewed her, though.
I had already interviewed her. She couldn't say a bad word about the Hermetic Order. It's the best group of chums that he ever had the fortune to meet, and he goes there and has drinks, and he talks about the future, and it was all sickly sweet, and I could see right through it, but there wasn't anything I could do.
So they were quite close, anyway.
They were
Him
very
as well.
close, yeah. I mean, he was deep into this order stuff. I don't know how deep, though. He was definitely a member.
Hmm.
I have a question.
Yeah.
All things of bad happen. You see anyone to talk to about that? He's asking if he sought professional help with dealing with his.
Nope. I didn't seek professional help about it. I sought a library.
I wonder if you know anyone offer this service discreet.
And now we get to roll on his skills.
Hey, let's level this bastard.
Who is it?
What?
You wouldn't be asking that for one of your own. Who is it?
Well, you see, Klyka not here, as you remember. He taken turn for worse.
Nope,
Couldn't
last I
deal
heard
with
he was
this.
performing on Broadway.
What? No. Was
Hello,
that
my
not
baby.
between-
Hello, my
He was a
honey.
bit part, but he's there. Who are you
Was
talking
that not?
about?
Oh shit! Fuck. Can I roll fast talk to fail it at least?
Man tries to shit talk Jack Klyka, gets shit talked back instead.
No, it's like I thought Klyka disappeared between
He
last
went
saw us
he
and
went
now.
home.
He did
went
go
home?
home, but this guy wouldn't know.
Oh, he knows because
God damn it, he's seen him, right,
Jack
do
Klyka's
the
career
can-can.
has done a slight
Yeah.
improvement. He's not gone up a
Oh,
lot, but it's slightly.
fuck
He's got
this.
bit parts in Broadway.
Did he finally get the acting skill?
Yeah, he always had the acting skill.
Oh no, wait, sorry. Did he finally got every skill other than acting that he needed?
So-
yuck, yuck.
Manningly's look has gone from one of amiability to a critical stare. You get the feeling that he's not going to let this go. So who is it?
Shit. Sabinsky looks at Everett. He looks scared. Help me. I have no social
Russian
skills.
man makes puppy eyes. Please help.
Mr. Everett.
Well, I'm looking at Violet and quietly moving my eyes in the universal understand question of can he be trusted?
Miss Carter.
I nod.
Do you have a couple of hours to spare?
Let me check my schedule. He gets a few pieces of paper, tucks them underneath his in tray. Yep, I have a few hours spare.
Well, why don't you come with us and keep an eye behind you? I've been followed at least once.
Right. He gets his gun. He gets his .32.
And I guess we head back towards Daniel's now.
Right. You're taking Inspector Manningly with you.
Du-du-du-du-du-du-du-du.
Doesn't take you long to get back. You are not followed that you know.
We have quite a
Daniel.
few eyes checking behind us, so we'd hope for the best.
Daniel, a
Yes, yes.
familiar face is brought into your abode in the description of Manningly.
Oh, hello.
Hey, long time no see.
How's it going?
About as well as could be expected. You seem busy.
Oh, you know, doctoring.
Yes.
I don't know him, do I? 'Cause
No,
Martin
you do not know this man. He
I
is
introduced
a...
myself with a firm but also confident hand.
I shut the door between where we've kept the prisoner for the time being.
Huh?
I thought you were shutting the door behind in
No,
front of
no,
me.
no,
I was like,
no.
hello, my name's... Oh, okay.
No, Martin.
Martin Schmidt. Well met. Inspector Manningly.
Yes.
I have
I
been...
heard many stories about you. I lie.
Oh. What like?
Dear
About
God.
how you were very helpful in the case with the occult things happening back then.
As if I haven't fucked up enough.
I have almost 50% English. I can't fuck up as badly
He
as you.
smiles amiably at you.
Nice. I like it. Once
You get the feeling... You get the feeling, Dr. Grant, that he sees right through what Schmidt is saying, but he's accommodating him.
Once again, Martin Schmidt makes a friend for life. I walk away and smile.
I will make this blunt. I have been invited here by...
Yes, I tell Daniel that Inspector Manningly would like to meet our guest.
I have been told that there's somebody I need to see.
He's not very talkative, but by all means, come this way.
You're leading him to Clark?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He takes one look at the man. One look at... he flicks into his little notebook. Compares something. I'm gonna ask a question.
Before that, I show him the wallet with his name and attorney card.
Where did you find this guy exactly?
About 400 feet below the Order of the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight.
In a cage.
He smiles a broad, strong smile. Wonderful.
And in considerably worse shape than he is now.
Wonderful. Not
Yeah,
his
we sort of had to fix him up a smidge.
Not his condition. His condition is dreadful. Commend you for keeping him alive, but wonderful news. This is exactly what I wanted to hear.
Oh God, he wants to eat him.
I was about to say, oh, they're keeping people under their house? Wonderful
This
news.
is exactly what I wanted to hear. This is exactly what I need. I will not be foolish enough to request that you bring him to a hospital, because that is a stupid idea and he'll probably won't survive the week. Not because their care is bad. As you know, I have a hunch about them, referring to the other three, not to you, Daniel. I've had a lot of poking investigations, Doctor, in this order, and this is the lead that I need to bust them.
Well, I think it'd be a good idea to do it quickly. If there's anyone, we didn't find anyone else in fit state down there. Let's put it that way. So who knows how long this has been going on?
Okay, I can do that. You have been, he smiles, most helpful.
Out of
creepy.
character, if we're worried that he's actually going to try starting a raid, we might want to. Do we want to warn him that the fact that there's Gribblies down there and that we met them?
Yeah, we totally should.
Before-
Yeah, I
He's
feel
seen, I
like
think
we ought
he's seen
to.
enough before that he could probably
Before-
he'd probably take our.
Before you warn him, he actually jumps to the gun and says, "So what am I going to find down there?"
Satan.
I shout from the kitchen where I'm preparing some drinks. I shout, "Have you told him about the bear?
Haven't told him about the bear yet.
Tell him about the bear."
What
Okay,
about the naked guys?
Out of character,
Oh,
would you
yeah,
probably
yeah, tell
suggest
us
that he
about
doesn't
those.
run a raid? I mean,
Sorry, say again, Luke.
out of character, we should probably suggest that he doesn't run a raid.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm thinking that as well, but we kind of need to at least explain why.
So, what am I expecting to find down there?
Well, let's put it this way. You know we've had a bit of expertise in this previously.
Oh, roughly,
had to-
yeah.
We had to retreat on what we found. I don't know how much you actually want to know.
Yeah, don't tell me about that. I don't sleep well enough sometimes as it is. What
I
about
should
But
down?
let's put it this
filling
way,
it-
it's unpleasant, and I strongly recommend wouldn't go busting in the front door.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bust in the front door with a big battering ram, let's say that, but definitely want to find out what's going on there.
I suggest
way.
filling basement with concrete.
From your description, that's going to take quite a lot if it's hundreds of meters down.
No.
And you can't surreptitiously fill a place with concrete.
Also, may I borrow a handcuff?
Why?
This man joined cult, but we look after. But he may we need restraint. Please.
He looks at the man, waves a hand in front of his eyes, clicks his fingers. Yeah, that man's not doing anything.
Please.
No. You seem to have that pretty much in hand.
Stabinsky grumbles.
You will not be reading about this in the Boston News as massive raid goes horribly wrong, let me assure you, but we do need to go in there quickly while the iron's hot. If you've been in there and they suspect that you know something, they are not going to hang around to find out. If that is, they know who you are.
You know who some of us are, at least.
And that's what I'm concerned about.
I come out of the kitchen with drinks, give her drinks, and I ask, "So
What?
have you told him about the
What drinks do you have?
drinks appropriate of the time, aka hard liquor?"
Probation, you dumb fuck.
He frowns deeply at your selection of drinks.
Very much German man. I go like, "What is Probation? I don't know that."
Yeah, I'll pass, thanks.
You can have a water. Soda water.
Rest assured, we will go in, but we will not be going in with trumpets and loud, flashy lights. Is there anything else I need to know apart from the fact that there's going to be something horrific down there?
Just quickly, you were mentioning their charity work earlier.
Uh-huh.
Does the lodge have any other activity? Well, does the order have any activities outside the lodge besides the charity work? And is the charity work anywhere in particular?
They have an entirely separate branch, I believe. They have, trying to think of their name. They have, you know, the order is entirely, fraternal. There's,
Yeah.
they do have a spin-off organization, as it were.
The sister order?
Yeah, they have. I'm trying to think of their name. Also trying to look up their name. They are here. Ah, there we go. There's also the Hermetic Order of the Silver Twilight Auxiliary. They're a
Also in
sorority.
Boston.
Yes, they're typically the wives of members of the order. They typically they do things like there's the Christmas dance, 4th of July, Boston, Red Sox game, spring picnics. That's mostly where some of the charity work is. There is, of course, the lodge itself does its own work for the community, but the auxiliary tend to do a lot more of the foot-based charity work. I don't have much on them. I
There's
don't have
been no
much.
disappearances from that side.
No,
right,
no,
obviously.
none there. It's only from the actual order itself.
Oh, good to know anyway.
They don't have a lodge of their own, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Is there anything-
Do they have a friendly society, or are they just a fraternal order?
What do you mean?
So a lot of these, so there used to be these things called friendly societies, which are broadly speaking, often organizations that effectively, they're a form of social insurance for their members. So things like, the Freemasons and others would often either act as or have as part of them a place where people would pool money so that if one person's house burnt down, for example, they could help them out.
If they do, I don't know the source of it or the location.
I'm so glad we have a smart person in.
So is there anything else I need to know?
We can try and teach him to spell backwards.
Well, I mean, I think it would make more sense. I mean, to be honest, the thing that we should probably do is say that let us go in first, and if we don't come out in like 12 hours, then go in, because it's just like there's no point in the police going down to the lower level. They don't know what's there, and they don't have any of the tools required to deal
You
with the
could
things
suggest
that are
that to him?
Yep. We have
Also-
Out
experience.
of character, so Everett definitely introduced himself to Thingy. Who else introduced himself to the guy at the start?
I did.
So neither you nor me can actually show our faces if we go back there. If
Yeah,
we-
me neither.
I talk to people there as well.
The place typically closes.
Yeah, but did you introduce yourself?
The place does close at night.
Yeah, I talked to a guy there.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like the kind of place where people leave at night, just closes to the public at night.
A lot of people you think might leave, but you do have that hunch that it, from what you have seen, that it would not be unoccupied.
Yeah, it's definitely not unguarded. Like out of character, I think maybe we should take a little more time to check around, possibly check the sorority, see if we can find out anything else.
Yeah, it just feels like he
before we
wants
go
to
in.
he wants to go nuts way too early.
I don't know.
Or we just dynamite the whole place. Come on.
I mean, I do think we have way too little information about all of this yet. Like, we kind of went in there, a bear showed up, then everything went super fast, and we had to kill people and rescue someone. We have
How
like
much of the place
no
have you
idea.
actually explored?
Yeah,
Only
exactly.
doing
And I
dynamite.
no, like I
haven't
feel like
seen-
3 rooms.
We haven't
the other
seen
interesting
any
thing
of the
about- sorry.
upper floor.
Neither did the well, as far as I know, the guy we sent in. I imagine he saw some of the upper floor afterwards, but
The other interesting thing about what he mentioned is that the policeman who went away to another country, a lot of these organizations would have, brother or sister organizations in other countries. And if this is like the Black Knife cult, it probably has, or it might well have, a branch or an associated branch in the UK. And if we just exterminate this lot, we don't find out who they're associated with or whatever. We set ourselves up for failure later when, another bunch of transatlantic lunatics show up and try and murder Ben on a boat.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
specifically Ben on the boat. It's like, well, time to murder Ben on the boat again.
And he has to put on
Train.
his pajamas and just go on a rampage.
Or a train. Just get him in any sort of transportation.
Yeah, I should stay away from any sort of public transport.
Ben
Get
gets
in
on.
the fucking
Dr.
blimp.
Grant gets on the bicycle. Suddenly,
There's a man on the back
On
seat
another
of the
I get
bicycle.
on the Hindenburg and I'm like, man, nothing will happen here at least.
Farts dies.
All right, Investigator Huddle. What's our semi-coherent strategy going to be? Are we
Well,
going to be like, go
convincing-
for it? Are we going to?
To limit his investigation, I'd say. Like, observation. Try and track anyone who leaves the lodge. Keep going on in their whereabouts. Possibly like full disclosure from both us to him and him to us. And work on some of these sides, sorority kind of side of thing, I'd say.
We should certainly also tell him how we managed to kill those nudie men.
Well, we shot them.
What actually
Shot them
took
in the
down.
head?
That's fine.
Well, they needed several shots in the head before going down. We should also confirm to him that they do not feel pain. They do not stop until they are reverted. They need to be binned before they stop coming. So
Who's-
they can't expect to stop them with pain.
who's doing the proposal of this idea?
I'm not sure. Like, how agreed are we on this?
What?
On taking it slow rather than charging in?
I think taking
I
it slow is the
I
most
still have
sensible
half a hole in
approach.
me, so slow is good.
Okay. So who's going to persuade?
The
I mean, there's
question-
only one of us who can persuade.
Yeah, but
the
it also
question
depends
is
on like
though
who
as
we know is
well.
better, really.
What was Stravinsky seen with you guys? after shit broke out, because he was trying to
He might have been seen by
ingratiate
the
himself.
servants at the bar. Like the bartender saw us all get a drink together.
Beyond that, he might just have been he might be able to ask that off as having been chatting up the new dudes. He's been working that place for about a week before you guys showed up, so he might actually be able to go back there and claim to have been shot in the crossfire from the bear and just disappeared after that, maybe. Unless, I don't think anyone saw him anywhere else, so we might still have an in there of someone who could get in, maybe.
Yeah, I
want to try that.
That's possible. What's our backup plan if you get jumped?
Well, it would be something along the lines of me leaving a window open somewhere while I'm in there, so we can climb in at night, maybe.
You'd have to go in at day, wouldn't you?
You go in at day, have some sort of either fuck with a lock or do something so that we could get in during the night. Possibly try and get a key, maybe. If we can get to some of the higher windows to the upper floor, I don't know. I don't want to go on the biggest solo adventure, so would probably be best to see if it's just like fail or ass if we decide to do that. So I don't solo around.
Somebody's going to try a persuade roll.
For now, yes.
I believe there's only one person that's willing to try it.
Only one person who has persuade, indeed.
Everest, go.
Fair enough. I would have thought that he'd listen to Violet more than me, but sure. 78, so not that great.
He listens to your idea, strokes his chin. I'll present you a counteroffer. We'll do the examining of the place, while looking at people coming and going. We'll investigate the auxiliary. You guys have been into that building at least once. What I really would like to know, we all probably like to know before we think about anything, is what those upstairs rooms are like. You know the downstairs, but you don't know what's up there. Because if we end up going into that place, we're going to have to make sure the whole upstairs is clear before we head down, and knowing what's in there is a good idea before we head down. I believe there is a fire escape on to the second floor.
Okay.
But it's probably locked.
Might be able to deal with that.
If we're agreed on that, that's fine. And we'll tell you what we find out, you tell us what you find out. But if something goes really badly down there, and I mean, I'm talking murders that you see, horrible Griblies, plans to reduce Boston to a pile of soot, you let me know, because we can't hold back if that's the plan.
There's a third option.
Hmm?
This place has a speakeasy. Would you be willing to lend us police outfits to disguise ourselves with and raid it under the pretense of raiding the speakeasy to see if you could assemble as many of the members inside to let us, as under the pretense of police officers, investigate the upper floors?
He is actively wincing as you are coming up with this idea.
Is this too public?
just, we'll fake it. Don't worry, bro.
No. No, you guys are not cops. You've gone into this sort of stuff, but you guys mess something up like that, dressed up in our attire, it falls down on us, and that's bad.
Understood. Yeah.
So, do we have a deal on this? I hold back my people from busting in there. You guys find out what's on that second floor and third floor.
Alright, when?
Check this out.
Soon, if possible.
Check this out. He goes and gets the box, opens it, drops a turnip in, it disappears.
This is a rare chance that this character is going to get to roll this skill. Ooh! That's what happens when you get a 1%.
Are we actually going to learn something from that?
Wow. Do
He
not
recognizes
put
the
your hand
box.
in that.
Yes.
That's a gate box.
Wait, did he just roll mythos?
He did.
What a fucking gangster.
And he
Wait,
rolled,
who? The
Yep.
inspector?
He rolled a 1.
This inspector knows what the box is?
Yes, he does.
Fuck.
He has
I-
mythos. 'cause
He's
he
more
is
useful than all of
French,
us.
I finally
Yeah.
clickered
We're
something.
the real NPCs.
I finally clickered something. Yes.
Well, technically, he like it.
You don't put your hand in that thing. That thing. Where did you get it?
Down in the basement thing.
I've read about those
stole it.
things in some of my looking into stuff after what happened when we went into that area and found all those cultists. Those things are paired.
Oh,
There's
I ask, do you hear reports anywhere of smoke coming out these past whenever we did it? Because I put smoke in, tried to see where it came out to find
Nothing out of
paired
the
rocks.
ordinary. There are a few fires, but nothing of just smoke.
Well, maybe someone called fire smoke.
Not that
All
I
the way
know
around?
of, but those things are connected in pairs. But I know that, and I know that they are deceptively small, but they have a much wider capacity to take things. But you can get stuck in them.
Do they
The-
go both ways?
Yeah, they do.
Fuck.
You've got one half.
So-
You got one half of it though.
So out of character, we've probably just been chucking things over to Scotland.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we guessed, hadn't we?
Have
Yeah.
Who
this,
knows? I mean,
have
we could have
that.
gone to space
So it's
for all we
like,
knew.
what have you got in the box today? It's a turnip.
This is just sitting there by a pile of letters and the string
Someone
comes
should,
through and he's
like,
like,
wait
yes, I
for
can
it.
tie the letters.
But the weird thing is, no one sent anything through. What if some cunt throws a grenade through from the other side?
Well, given that the stuff we've put through has been grabbed from the other side, it might be the case that there's a fucking Gribbly sitting at the other end,
I
staring into his
think-
box. It's like, when is
I
something
think-
coming?
I think that's just the initial pull of the teleporter, like what pulled Stravinsky into the thing when he just touched it with his hand down in the thing.
I much prefer the idea that there's just a monster sitting there just grabbing everything we drop through.
Well,
I
let's
say
test
we-
it. Like,
we-
say someone we throw it. What happens?
No, throw it in the ocean. Fuck him.
Wait,
Dude,
hold
that's-
it. Throw it in the ocean with the ocean, like, what, with the box open and let the ocean fill it.
Yep.
It
That
would
could be
depend. It would
done.
depend. It would depend on the pressure.
We could do that if we found the other box. We could throw that. We could leave that down there and just throw the other one in the ocean, and we'd flood the entire fucking cave under the ass order. Fuck him.
We don't know that's where the other box is, though.
No, but we need to find it.
We'll find out.
Just drain the whole ocean. There's a bullhead story about a book that has an infinite number of pages, and someone suggests burning it, and then they realize the smoke would destroy the earth.
We find a really long trumpet and blow in it. And
You mean a
stick it-
trombone?
Stick it in the box and blow it. So when we hear the somewhere else, we try.
Well, so what we're doing is we're gonna infiltrate the house and the basement, and then the whole time you're gonna put the front of the trumpet into the box and blow it, and we'll see if we can hear it. And then as
Yes.
it gets louder, we get closer. Holy shit, we're so good at this.
It's dangerous though with this box. We need to put it somewhere that's not here if stuff can come at it. But then again, I actually have an idea now. I have that spell that can make me sort of kind of invisible. I can go into the lodge at day, and if they don't recognize me and allow me to socialize, and go somewhere, hide till night, then go let you guys in on the fire escape.
Can you cast that spell on someone else?
It is something I carve in the wall, where the wall will seem as part of the wall, but it's not actually wall. It's kind of like
There is
an invisible.
one downside to your plan before you think about doing that, Stravinsky.
Yes.
The people that are in the lodge are likely very familiar with the layout of it, and they may raise a few questions if suddenly there is a wall there when there wasn't one.
Yeah.
Kiko, I have a quick question about the box.
Yep.
If
What's
when
in the
you
box?
open the box and if you put something in there, like how, like from the lid of the box, right? Like where the
Mhm.
box basically ends at the very top.
It's the
Right.
bottom.
How
that
far?
pulls.
Is it the bottom that pulls?
You have to
Yeah.
touch the. It has to touch the bottom,
Ah, okay, all right.
not the top. The bottom.
Okay. Because I was
Very
having
fun.
like ideas here.
So are you guys in agreement as to this plan?
I think we failed to convince him of anything otherwise, so
Yeah.
we're more or less agreeing to him, at least on the face of it.
You
Can
have
we
you have got
get-
one
can we-
concession, which is that he's not going to go in with the literal cavalry.
Can we
Yeah.
make some sort of agreement with him that if we do some sort of signal, he will come in and he'll come in quick? Like if we fuck up somehow, like a flare, some sort of emergency plan. If everything goes to shit, that's the fuck everything, go for it.
If we have people
queue.
there ready to respond, yes, but I'm not sending just some people with sidearms in there. I'd have to get a properly kitted out team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's still good. So
Yeah.
some sort of signal.
That's not a problem.
Tyvum in Russian.
Right.
What if we put a message into the box?
I think considering okay,
F you, stick it in there.
so far I've put some of that powder in. I've put an entire one of those naked gribblers through it. I've put smoke through it. I've put a turnip through it.
I love the idea it might be on
they-
some like old lady's mantelpiece, and she's like, "Oh Jesus!" and this thing comes through.
Well, the
Yeah.
turnip was nice.
Yeah,
She goes,
I'm
"What is this
sort of
thing?"
thinking that if we put a note through there, she'll be very suspicious, considering because that fucking gribbler got stuck at the hip, but was still trying to get pulled through, so we had to hack it up so it would go through the fucking box. I think after that, lady probably or whatever, whoever's nan's getting all this shit would probably be a little suspicious.
Oh, don't mind that. The box is playing up today. just
Damn
the
Eldritch
torso in
box.
it.
The question is, if we close the box, does that stop the teleporting? We can actually test that. We can put something on the lid of the box while it's upside down, close it, and then turn the box while the lid is closed and see if it's sucked through. Because
No, I think we're focusing too much on the box.
No, because
This has turned into film 7. What's in the box?
no, we need to figure this out because if we can if closing the lid means that the teleporter stops temporarily, we can just close the lid and be safe from any sort of grenade or whatever the fuck they're gonna try and throw through.
You
when
are
they
welcome
realize we
to
have this.
experiment with this if you wish.
But I mean, literally, all we need to do is put the box in a safe.
Yes.
We haven't
Close the
figured
safe.
out
The
actually
ocean.
yet.
Safes exist. Problem solved. A safe is freely available. I could buy one. I have infinity money. We can do that.
Okay.
Out of the eyesight of Mr. Manningly back in the other room, I'm just going to copy down a couple of the names from the letter, because there were a bunch of societies and things onto a little note, and then I'll pass them over to him and say, you know,
Because
you might
another
pass these
possibility.
on
Sorry.
either investigating it yourself or passing them over to Interpol as someone to keep an eye on or get any information back on.
He'll
'Cause there
make a note.
was-
He'll make a note in it and make
was it
relevant inquiries.
Bruderschaft or something? That's the main one.
He'll make relevant inquiries for you.
Great.
On that front, we do also have another possibility, which is we can just find if he knows anyone who works there, and then just like try and talk to them or isolate them when they're not in the actual society building.
We also need a psychologist. That was the reason for him coming here, and it would be very nice if he could leave a dude that could watch our guy while we're out, if we're planning
Yeah,
on
he
going
can leave
there.
somebody to tend
Very fine.
to him. But what is the box? What does it do?
What's in the box?
The box
man?
is the new crouching ritual. That's what it is. It's the new crouching ritual.
We
Wait,
know-
can we put the
we-
stairs in the box?
Where are they?
Yes.
How would you find them to put them in?
Insert them in brick by brick.
What if we put the box into the bathtub and then we just open up the tab and let the water run into the box and we just never talk about the box again?
No.
No? Okay.
All right, box aside.
Why are you hating us now?
What's going down? What's going down?
So I think we've more or less concluded this, haven't we?
Yeah.
You're
think so.
going to delve deeper into strange unknowns by eventually going into the back into the lodge at some point.
Well, I suppose this time round we can be prepared. We can have weapons. We know what's down there at least to some extent. We can mount a proper expedition. Have torches. You know. That's great.
Is there going to
Aw.
be a bear again?
We can arrange it, but
There better be a fucking bear.
Manningly at this point excuses himself.
Yeah.
And says that you will keep in touch.
also don't be followed, Manly.
Oh yeah, should we actually tell them that you got followed? That
He
might be
was
did,
told.
already.
Yeah.
Oh, you
he
have,
did
sorry.
tell him.
When we left the police station,
Shabitsky
we were
says,
keeping
don't
an
get
eye out.
followed, and he's like, ha, that's not going to happen.
My mistake.
Pats his gun.
It's because it was
leaves.
him following.
It was me all along. No. He's too tall for that.
He's too tall to be a bad guy.
No, he's too tall
Fucking
compared to the
height
person
shamer.
that Everett had following him.
It's the
So you-
Boston buggerer.
So you
Take
guys
that
can make stock of what you're going to do,
I
plan, scheme.
Well, I think are we gonna send Stravinsky in?
What into the box?
No, not into the box.
Oh, okay.
Into society to see if he's still accepted, or if he's gonna end up in the thing.
What?
Right. I mean, because we're not quite sure if they've figured out Stravinsky as with you yet, and he was already sort of. I'm not sure if he was a proper member yet.
He
but
was
he's
not.
Been working on. He was not, but he was being into.
Indoctrinated.
I just want to put like a Mr. Potato Head face on Everett and send him in a disguise.
I have the disguise skill, but not very good.
Oh, wait, you have disguise?
I have 29 points in disguise.
I have
I mean, we
concealed.
could always ring up Jack Kleiker.
I have how big is Everett?
I
have
can imagine
concealed.
Jack
Everett
Kleiker
is
getting the phone
tiny.
call going, hey, do you want to go into this creepy place with lots of monsters? And he's like, no. Beep.
Goodbye.
You're on in
time.
5 minutes.
The time has finally come for the acting skill.
He's like, go on the stage and continue my career, get killed by Gribbly Monster.
Well, okay, so Everett is tiny. I have conceal. How big is my jacket?
You will not be able to use the conceal skill to adequately hide Everett.
3 Everetts in a jacket.
yes.
What about bringing in Everett in a barrel for?
Why are you
restocking
bringing
the
me in?
I
street?
I'm
think
doing
you
this.
might have to answer
Oh.
questions like,
Hey.
why are you bringing this barrel in?
Well, to speak easy, it needs to.
I thought this was a
here-
+1.
Here's your beer,
Again,
mates.
Why me? I have no combat skills
Because
whatsoever.
you're
and
tiny.
Yes,
But
but
you
my,
do have
my
the fast talk skill, so if they find you in
You'll
the
fit
barrel,
in the
you
ba-
can talk your way out of it.
I could just imagine the Doctor looking at them as they're debating this and just going,
Look. Sometimes the last thing that stands against the forces of eternal eldritch darkness are a bunch of fucking idiots. And that's us.
Okay, like, can't we
Well-
just get some guns and go in there and explore?
We'd be shot to shit before we even got to the basement.
We haven't
we're
tried
not
that
going to
yet.
the basement.
Well, I mean, to the front rooftop. But then again, why not just send me in and see if I can open the thing? And if that doesn't happen, you try whatever plan.
Because if they
Can get me in the
recognise
cell.
you, what's our plan then?
I feel the Russian
Well, I'd
is
really rather not
expendable.
shoot anyone again. He says shakingly.
I do think the
I'll
Russian
push
is
people downstairs.
expendable.
I don't know.
Look,
I feel I will let you guys deliberate and come
Yeah,
up with a
I mean-
plan.
We should.
I don't know then. I mean, we can have a look at the fire escape, I guess, and try and get through there. But it's probably the best locked door, whatever's
First-
up there.
Do is take
Kiko,
the
was the building standalone or was it adjacent?
It was by itself.
Sorry,
Myself.
fellas, I'll be back 2 seconds.
We should stake the place out.
How much
Check all
like,
the entrances.
how much garden space is there around it?
It's
Is it really sort of standing?
a decent
you know-
garden space,
Okay, so it really is like on its
and
own
it has a fence.
fence. It's, at least sort of 20 meters of garden either side or something.
It's not insubstantial.
Right.
If we could get Space Ball, I might be able to get someone to unlock the door.
Spaceball.
Yeah, so I can fuck with someone's dreams.
What?
We
What?
need this thing. I have this spell where I can project shit into people's dreams. I might drive someone nuts enough and give them some sort of compulsion to leave a lock opened or something. But I need a bowl for that, made of a special metal.
Are we gonna go Inception? Do I have to bring a dreidel?
Sorry, I'm back.
Shalom.
It's okay, you didn't miss much.
What's the meaning?
He's talking about getting bowls of metal made like from space.
Yeah, he wants to get Spaceballs to go into people's dreams to let them leave a door open.
I
I mean, I like the idea of it, but
let's
I
just.
see, you're quite right, I didn't miss much.
Are we agreed that stealth is the best option until it fails, right?
Well, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
To a degree, but we also need a
All right,
some sort of
look, so
contingency
there's-
plan for if and / when it fails.
Or
Look,
we go
there's-
full
It's a shame
hog.
we can't dress up like as. I know it sounds silly, but like disguise ourselves as the cultist, like with member cards or something that we
We
can.
still have what is
let
it?
people know who we are.
Chaps, there are 3 basic problems. The first problem is that they have doors that are locked that we don't have keys to. The second problem is they may or may not identify us, and the third is that they may or may not have armed up or have improved their
Yeah.
security somewhat since we were last there.
Yeah.
Which is again why I say we should stake out the place. See
Exactly. I think Kikoskia makes sense because then if we see people coming or going who we think may have high level access, know things, or have keys, we
can
can
nab them.
get to we can get to them.
Yeah,
and fucking
that's a
nab
really
them.
good idea. Yeah.
But
Right,
if there's
absolutely.
shit flying around and we're being followed, being that close to it and just sitting in place will just get us cornered.
Yeah, but the person who followed Phil was a fucking idiot. So if like they were that easy to spot, I don't think we need to be
That's-
that worried.
Let's be
Yeah.
real, my disguise skill probably isn't much better than theirs.
Were you using it?
I wasn't using it, but I've only got like 29 points, so chances are.
If it's
not
enough,
gonna
if
be
it's enough that
great.
it'll work at a distance, it's
Yeah,
not
at a
enough.
distance, sure, but not up close, I don't think, unless I'm really lucky.
The,
Thing
the
is, we
ne-
could use it for a distance, and then if necessary, deal with anything when it gets closer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
So the next question is, would Violet be able to buy a polar bear from the Boston Zoo?
okay, I think on that question,
The actual answer to that question is yes.
I think on that question we shall draw a close to this current amount of debate and give the investigators time to formulate a foolproof plan that may or may not involve polar bears.
It's the biggest
Kiko,
bear.
never underestimate the power of a
Yes.
sufficiently determined fool.
There
He's
is
the
one
biggest bear.
question that was never answered though.
Mm?
Did we tell him about the bear?
You did not tell him about the
I
bear.
mean,
I'm fairly certain he heard of it. Not
I mean, it
directly
was
from
in
us,
the
though.
news, but you
Yeah.
didn't tell him that you were responsible for the bear.
Ah,
And so, when we return to the investigators, they will have an amazing, flawless plan that will definitely not go wrong.
Wait, I just realised I think I read this in Harry Potter.
I still think we should jump in the box.
So if we get Polyjuice potion,
It's going to be
Like,
one of
it's-
those
the
kind
next-
of infiltration missions, isn't it?
The next session's going to begin with one of us with one leg in the box, someone else falling out a window, and a polar bear straining at a lead. As the entire lodge is just sitting there looking out the window, like, what the fuck's going
No,
on
I
over
mean,
here?
he's gonna be the first person to put their wiener in the box.
The Hermetic Order member that sees this just goes, you know, I would raise the alarm, but I'm just too confused.
I mean, I can command a polar bear into a truck, which we can keep it in until it needs to command
Does it
again.
have
so
to
we
be
can
a
have.
polar bear?
It's
Yes.
the biggest bear. It's the
They're the
other one
coolest.
got shot. Yeah,
Can't we
the
get
biggest
like
bear.
snakes or something?
I thought you were talking about stealth. Now you want to bring a white
No,
bear into...
no. We have it in the truck because I can keep it there in the truck, and then I call it when I need it. And then
And
the
then it gets
Algernon
shot.
provided
Wait,
with
but what
flowers.
happens with staking out for loads of knives and you have to keep feeding a polar bear? Where are you get all the meat from?
Exactly.
We just
got plenty of meats.
any cultist that we find who isn't sufficiently helpful.
There's
You
lots
just feed it to the bear. Like, do
I
you reckon this guy's got high level access? No, chuck him in the bear.
And with that, I think we shall see you all next time before this descends even further.
The bear or the box, your choice,
So,
cultist.
I'll catch you guys next time.
goodbye.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.